Hello everyone, I'm making a video for part 1 of the Lab 8. I see that a lot of students are still asking on the discussion board, even though the deadline is passed, so I think that making a video maybe it will be better to help you through these steps. So, always read the lab supplement so that you know ahead of time that what you'll be doing. Like for example, make sure that you disable routing and remote access service. If you don't know how to do it, or if you don't remember, just go to Lab8 Part1 for details, or the professor has already uploaded a video of the other professor, Jin, which does this on the video, so you can see it there. So we'll be using the server 1 and student number for the server, and the workstation 1 and the student number for the workstation. We'll be only using the Intel Ethernet NIC. And the Net Plus lab will be replaced with the one containing the student number. So let's get to the VMs. Here I made some fresh clones of the pre-setup, so I don't have any settings here or any change or even routing or remote access. So everything is from zero from the first lab. So let's sign in on the server. And let's sign in on Windows 8. We'll be needing this later on. It may take a little time because this is the first time that I'm opening these clones. Okay, we'll go to desktop. First of all, I'll make this setup. So this is the information we'll be putting on our protocols. So let's go on network connections. We disable this one and we'll be using this. So properties, go on IPv4. I always prefer to do this so that they reset, because sometimes maybe we add an extra IP, and even though we are changing this one here, we may still keep the other extra IP. So try to do that every time you go here. So 54, and let me check, I think it's 2 and the student number. I'm using my student number. Normally you have to put yours. Subnet must be the same, and we also have to use the DNS, which will be the same as our IP address, because we'll need later on for the workstation. Okay, now let's go do the network for the workstation. Okay, so only this one is enabled. So 192.168.54, I think 117.7 subnet, and DNS will be using the IP from the server as mentioned on the supplement, 54.217. Let me see, we need gateway. Yeah, we need gateway as well. Okay, we can leave it discoverable. We don't mind about that stuff. So let's go on the lab book now. Okay, so it says to log into the server 1 as an administrator and open the server manager. We choose manage and then add the roles and features to open the wizard. So let's do that, manage, add the roles and features. We'll skip next here. I think we have to choose role-based or feature-based installation, and we have to press next until we can choose the Active Directory domain services. So next again, Active Directory domain server. We add this feature and then proceed with next. We don't make any change on the rest as the lab book mentions, and we continue until we have the option to install. Okay, so we did this part. When finished, we press close. This will take a few minutes. You can choose to skip this part of the video, you can fast forward or just skip them. It's not necessary to wait. You can either close it and wait for it to finish, do something else, but I prefer waiting to finish before closing this page, so that I know that if something went wrong. Okay, so it's done. We press close, and here we're asked to click on the yellow triangle besides the flag on the notification, and we have to choose this, promote this server to domain controller, so that this server can work as a domain controller. Here it's mentioned that we have to add the new forest, and we have to insert the root domain name, which from the supplement you'll see here is this one. Okay, so be careful. So I'm changing the number. You see that the option is not yet open, because usually when you copy it takes this space, and this space is creating the problem. So cancel this and I press next. Windows Server is selected, but just check the book so it doesn't have his name. We did this, and then it says to check this in case that it's not pre-selected. And then we have to set up the password for this configuration. So we'll use our own password as mentioned on the supplement. So it's p@ssw0rd, and then next. So now we wait. We do this other next and we wait for the verification. So we're here right now. Okay, so this is just a confirmation for us to see the domain name, which is right, is the net plus lab and the number, student number. We just next, next. And now install. Now this is the part where everyone is struggling. So the thing is that for this to work, the only way I found out was to log in on the server after the restart here, so that we'll be accessing the domain server. And then we have to create a user that our workstation will be using, because whatever I did, I couldn't find this option. So there is no way to set up the domain without adding a user. So we'll add the user, and it makes sense because the administrator can make new users or set up everything for the users, for the client. The client doesn't have the privilege or the authority to create new users or to set up new users. Okay, so installation is finished. We'll close this, and it's supposed to restart. Let's wait a few seconds. Okay, it's restarting. So I'll not go to the other steps on the lab manual. I'll log into our server, make sure that the net plus lab domain is set up, and I'll create a new user for our workstation with Windows 8 VM. So we'll do these steps after we create the user. It will take some time because it's setting up the settings with the domain active. In case that you have any trouble after going through the steps of the videos, try to make a screen or a video, whatever works for you, and post it on the discussion board so that I can look at it. Now, the thing that will happen here is that the password, it will ask us to change the password. It always does that on first installations. So later on we have to go with the password from the lab manual, not from the supplement. Which shouldn't be a problem, we are only changing the at with an A. Okay, we can sign in now. And our password is the one with at in this situation. So it's this one, which will be replaced because every time you do this first setup, you need to change the password. So now I'll use the one from the book. So this one. And you see that we are signing into NetPlus Lab 7. So until here, everything seems okay. So now we'll wait for the server manager to open up so that we can create the new user before we start setting up the Windows 8 VM. Okay, so to do that, we have to go to Tools, Active Directory, Users and Computers. So here is our domain. We go to Users. These are all the users pre-set up there. So we choose to create a new one. User. For the name, I'll use Workstation 117. So 17 is my student number. Workstation 1 is the name. We have to put the same here. This is already set, so this is the domain that we'll be using, the NetPlus Lab 17. We don't need, you can set up the full name and everything, but there is no need. Click Next. We remove this option, we don't want to change the password, we'll keep this one, and let's make never expire. If we are asked to use this NetPlus Lab on the next labs, we don't need to expire the password or put another one. So now we need to insert the password and next. These are the settings and we finish. And our user will be created here underneath, and if you see the icon has admin privileges. Yes. So now let's go to our workstation. So we are on this tab now. We go, I already logged in, so I'm logged in as an administrator, and we have to go to System, Change Settings, or from the PC, right-click Properties, it's the same thing. Network ID. This says, 1 second, this computer is part of the business work. normally this one, because even though it's not mentioned in the book, we are working with the domain, so we choose this one. Now type your username, password and domain for your domain account. So here we have workstation 117, the password, and here we need net plus lab17.net. I think that here the username table enter administrator password server. Okay, it's asking to put the information of the server one. So here we keep administrator, and then next. Now it's the information for the user we created. So it's 117. Keep in mind that this is the student number, so you put your student number and the domain name. Again, this is the student number. And next. Now it's asking for a user with permission. So we have to write here the administrator and the password of the administrator. Domain name net plus lab17.net. Press OK and everything should be alright. Finish. Okay, so it will ask for a restart to set up the new account. Okay, so now we're trying to sign in, and if you see here, we can click the back arrow and choose the other user, not administrator, as requested by the book. You see here it says sign in to net plus lab17, which means that it's a domain that we'll be using and we are set up on the domain. So workstation 1, then your student number, and then the password. Now normally this will take some time because the system has to set up all the options, settings and apps for the new user within this domain. But we'll wait for this and we'll check on the system settings to see if our domain matches the one requested from the supplement and the lab book. Okay, so we're logged in. Let's go to system. See here, domain is the one requested on the supplement. So everything is right. In case you have any question or you struggle in one of the steps, please make a screen or a video, whatever works for you, and post it on the discussion board so I can follow up. Have a great day, everyone. Hope this helps.